Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Kids committing crimes. It's a troubling trend that's gotten worse since last year. We look at the data and hear how Bexar County leaders plan to deal with it.
And community conversations. Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai is meeting with people. He says he wants to make Bexar County a better place to live. But there is one topic that's on everyone's mind.
But first, we want to get to some breaking news. A 19-year-old in the hospital right now after he was shot as he was driving home. It happened a little more than an hour ago near the city's east side.
Now, police are saying that this was a stray bullet that hit him somewhere between Bundy Street and Martin Luther King, just off of I-10. That teen was alerted when EMS took him to, he was alert when EMS took him to the hospital. And an officer on the scene says that the teen's going to be okay. Right now, there's no suspect, however, no information on a suspect to tell you about. Now, tonight, more of our teens are carrying guns, and also more of them are involved in stealing vehicles. That's according to the Bexar County Juvenile Probation Department.
Our Patty Santos was there as the San Antonio Police Chief, William McManus, and Juvenile District Court Judge William Cruz Shaw talked openly about tragic realities involving teens that they're dealing with.
These kids have lived lives that we would never understand.
It may be hard to imagine how teens wind up in the juvenile court system, but Judge William Cruz Shaw gets it. He sees it every day.
We expect them to handle situations like adults, but we have to keep in mind they're still children.
Tonight, he spoke at a town hall meeting at St. Mary's University. He told people about kids from troubled homes, those who end up in jail for days because they can't get bail. He says others are rejected by their family.
It's a very complicated issue. We're not going to solve this thing overnight, but we definitely have to stay involved.
The 436 Juvenile District Court judge says crime data is changing. According to the Bexar County Juvenile Probation Department, more kids are armed and stealing vehicles. From January to August of this year, the number of youth involved in auto burglaries and vehicle break-ins went from 59 to 174. And teens caught with guns went from 16 last year to 29 so far this year.
Kids taking guns to school and either having that gun at school or threatening to shoot the school.
He says some kids are posting their crimes online just for likes, but thankfully some community members want to step in.
You need to be a parent that knows where your children are. Who are they hanging out with? What is in their social media?
This educator says stopping juvenile crime should matter to everyone.
We're all parents, we're grandparents, and so far in education as well. What can we do? This is a problem for the village.
And Judge Shaw says families should set boundaries for kids, hold them accountable, and give them a curfew. He says, unfortunately, if the kids don't get the help they need now, they might end up in jail as adults. Steve, Stefania.
Thank you, Patty. Tonight, we're seeing the very moment a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy shot a man.
So this happened a month ago right near Converse, and the footage actually comes from a deputy's body camera. So we're going to walk you through it. It shows several different scenes. First, you see deputies outside of a sports bar after security at that bar said that a man had a gun in his waistband. Then you see the deputies chasing a car through a neighborhood.
You see two men run out of that car, deputies chasing after them until the men get to a fence. That's when you can clearly see one of the men, the one in the white, raise his hands. Then this part goes quickly. It's not that clear, but deputies say the other man pulls out a gun.
Drop the gun! Drop the...
So right there is where the video ends. The person who was shot has been identified as 32-year-old Terrence Duckworth. He's being charged with evading arrest and possession of a stolen firearm. Deputies also arrested two other men, and the two deputies who were involved in this, they're on paid administrative leave while the sheriff's office investigates what happened. And by the way, that is protocol.
It had to do with a crime, with crimes in general. A San Antonio councilman, city councilman, says his idea should have received analysis and comparison. Instead, he feels like he got what felt like a certain impolite hand gesture. Eastside Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez submitted a council consideration request, or CCR, back in January of 2022 to look into creating a brand new office to tackle issues of crime and recidivism. But in a presentation to a council committee today, nearly 20 months later, the deputy city manager did not recommend such an office or any other alternative. Instead, she said the priorities in the councilman's request were already covered by existing city initiatives and positions. The councilman, though, called them piecemeal and not equivalent to what he had requested.
It's taking the words that I say and trying to make a bunch of things feel like a response and like a personalized, deliberate response. But to me, it feels like a middle finger in the form of we don't care to look into what your CCR would take. So here are all the reasons we shouldn't do it.
The councilman asking for the conversation to be continued at the committee's next meeting. And speaking of meetings, parents and teachers pushing back after San Antonio ISD announced plans to close 19 schools across that district.
So it's a part of a plan that district leaders are calling something called right sizing. They say the district needs to adjust because it just doesn't have as many students as it used to. But some parents, they are not on board. They say that closing schools will strip communities of their identity, and teachers, they say there's no proof that closing schools will actually solve the problem.
We've been given no indication that closing this many schools is going to lead to better outcomes and a better future for our students and families.
And closing the smaller schools, we strip the community of its very identity and sense of security, as well as familiarity.
Now, it's important to note none of those closures are final yet. No high schools will be closed if the plans go through. The school board will make its final decision on those closures in November. And while teachers and parents cope with that decision from SAISD, Governor Greg Abbott announced today a special session on school choice will start next month. School choice would let parents use taxpayer money to take their children out of public schools. A coalition of House Democrats and Republicans nixed any chances of a proposal from reaching the House floor earlier. So Governor Abbott promised to call a special session on the issue. This is the first time the governor has been specific about when this special session could begin. It's been 3 years since the murder of a San Antonio teenager. 17-year-old Sebastian Carpio was killed back in 2020.
And since then, San Antonio police have arrested 2 people, but they think that there are more suspects. And Carpio's mother is still searching for justice. Now, you may remember that teen's body was found burned in a stolen car. If you know anything about Sebastian's death, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 210-224-STOP. And just a reminder that if any information you give investigators leads to someone getting arrested, you could get up to $5,000.
It's not just you. A lot of people are worried about the violence we've seen around San Antonio.
And as the night team's John Paul Badajas reports, people brought that up over and over during Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai's community conversations meeting this evening in District 4.
The things that's happening now, obviously, and I'm sure I'll be touching on it, is this violent crime, police shooting.
It's the elephant in the room. Recent uptick in shootings between suspects and law enforcement. People who attended the Bexar County Judge's community conversation at the Davis Scott Family YMCA had to ask.
It's happening over and over again. Like, what is changing?
And we're continuing doing a revolving door where they're going in and they're coming out and they're going in and coming out. We're not gonna fix the problem.
With finger pointing between the Bexar County District Attorney and the San Antonio Police Chief about repeat offenders back on the street, Judge Sakai says that both county and city leaders need to work together.
We're going to look at the criminal justice system at the various parts. We want to look at arrest. We want to look at booking. We want to look at magistrating. We want to see what the bond process is.
The judge says it's not just one thing. That's why he asked district court judges to study the issues they're facing.
I'd love to lock up all violent offenders, all repeat offenders, but we also have a duty to set fair and reasonable bonds.
Sakai promises to look into everything and anything to find a solution. That includes working with the district attorney.
Are you satisfied with the district attorney's work so far?
That is another issue I need to investigate.
And as of now, it's unclear when the judge will be done with that, or when city and county leaders will meet, and when district court judges will be finished studying the bond process. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
4 years after being diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, DJ Stewart is still going strong. He joined us for today's KSAT Q&A at 6 o'clock to talk about his battle with cancer and why he's headed to the Alamo City this weekend. DJ suffered a seizure just before starting a new job. At the hospital, the doctors told him he had a golf ball-sized tumor in his brain. He was diagnosed with glioblastoma and that he only had 10 months to live. Right now, as we said, he's headed to San Antonio for the Head for the Cure 5K that will benefit brain cancer research. He says the race serves as a reminder to survivors and patients that they are not alone in their fight, and the disease does not define who you are.
I went to my first race and I met people living their absolute best lives, and this would just happen to be something. You know, it's something that you live with, not that you live in.
DJ celebrating 4 years since that diagnosis. KSAT wants to extend a personal invitation to you to join us for the 10th annual Head for the Cure 5K and Walk. The race held in honor of our late news director, Jim Boyle, who passed away after a battle with brain cancer. It's this Saturday morning at Providence Catholic High School downtown, kind of catty corner from the KSAT studios. To register, just visit that website listed on your screen. You can even get a discount when you use the code KSAT. Every dollar raised going towards brain cancer research. Look forward to seeing everyone out there Saturday morning.
And the doctors originally told DJ he had 10 months to live, and here he is 4 years
later.
Right? That was a great interview earlier today on the 6 o'clock news. Anyway, our temperatures are running above average, but at least below 100. 96 our high temperature today. Notice the average now down to 89. Tomorrow to get out the door, 75 in the morning. By the afternoon, back up to 97 for the high temperature. If it's not going to be raining where, I'm going to show you where the rain is, where it's going to be falling, and an update on the tropics in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Never too early to start thinking about Fiesta. 5 finalists left to be picked from for next year's Fiesta poster. We have a sneak peek at the art.
Plus, a Texas family says it's going to sue a school district. They say their son is being targeted, and a new law could actually help their case. That's next on the Nightbeat. The Crown Act is official. It became law earlier this month. It bans discrimination on hair texture or hairstyles that are associated with race. So why are we discussing this now? Because right now in Houston, one school district is denying that a black teen was suspended because his hair had anything to do with his race. Now, the student's name, let's go back here, is Daryl George. His mother says that he's been held in school suspension for weeks because of his locks. The school says the hairstyle violates its dress code, which states that male students' hair will not extend below the eyebrows or below the earlobes. But Daresha George, the mother, says that her son's being targeted.
They said that when let down, his hair is below his eyebrows, which they never seen his hair let down because, as you can see from pictures, from all the pictures, his hair is always up. So they just basically picking with my child.
The family's attorney is planning to file a discrimination lawsuit and an injunction to get him out of suspension if Daryl continues to be punished for his hair.
From doctor to patient, one of the world's leading health experts on long-term COVID is right here in San Antonio. We're talking about Dr. Monica Verduzco Gutierrez. She runs the UT Health San Antonio and University Health long COVID clinics. Now she's a patient there. After realizing she had long COVID, she went to flow therapy. That's usually reserved for cardiac patients. A technician puts cuffs over your legs and hips, and from there, your heartbeat leads to the pulses.
It's healing your vasculature, it's healing the inflammation, it's decreasing some of the inflammatory markers, it's helping our heart pump better.
She said she got used to it quickly, and now she's almost back to normal. She's exercising every day again and able to focus more on her patients.
That's good because she's also a marathon runner.
Yeah.
So she's got a lot of work to do.
All right, check those calendars. Yes, we know it's September, but it's never too soon to talk about Fiesta.
Nunca. Yeah, tonight at the San Antonio Garden Center, the Fiesta Commission cast its votes on which poster should represent next year's celebration.
Now, there are 5 finalists. Each artist spoke with the Fiesta Commission. They explained their inspiration and why they think their poster is the right one for Fiesta 2024. By the way, the winner of the Fiesta poster contest will be announced on January 31st.
I can't believe that in a few weeks we're going to be talking about, Halloween and just Christmas. I know.
Never too early to talk Fiesta.
It'd be nice if it felt a little more like Halloween, Thanksgiving.
This is
that
true.
kind of temperature.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say if it felt more like Fiesta. Like
No. It feels pretty close to Fiesta right now.
Yeah, it feels like Fiesta out there. It's warm. It's a bit sticky, especially in the morning. It feels Fiesta-like, just minus the confetti for the moment. Rain is hard to come by right now. No noticeable cold fronts on the docket anytime soon. One that's going to drop into central Texas Sunday, Monday gives us a glimmer of hope for rain. I'll get into that in a moment. And temperatures above average, but below 100. We got that going for us, at least. Take a look at our rain chances. Only at 20% Sunday and Monday. Still looking pretty bleak, isolated in nature. And even then, there's a lot of uncertainty with that. So we're not looking at much in terms of rain potential here. Now, closer to Dallas this evening, even earlier today, some good rainfall, some heavy soaking rain and along the Red River there. But here, we're too close to this upper level high. We just can't pop a shower. We can't get anything to survive its trek from West Texas here into South Central Texas. The upper level high, the big blue H, of course, is blocking all the active weather, keeping it away from us. There's the active weather. Upper level low is going to be skirting to the north of us throughout the northern tier of the U.S., and that's where all the good rain is going to be. We've got the pesky high back in control, influencing our weather more than we want it to, especially this time of year. So you look at the potential rainfall, northern U.S. and then right up and down the central U.S., basically from Dallas all the way up to Bismarck, North Dakota over the next 7 days. Yeah, we have some potential, as I mentioned before, but it's that slight chance. I don't care. We'll take any drop we can get. You look at the area reservoir levels at Canyon Lake Reservoir, 18 feet below conservation pool. That's a record low. Medina at a near record low, 86 feet below the conservation pool. Sometimes tropical moisture moves in and we can get some good rain from that. But right now, nothing's headed our way. A 30% chance of development east of Florida. And then we also have Hurricane Nigel. Get to that in a moment. And another high-end probability of a tropical cyclone developing, 70% chance. That's just east or just west of Africa, pushing westward into the Atlantic. And it takes us to Nigel, a hurricane. Category 2 right now, max sustained winds of 100 miles per hour right around that eye wall. It's going to be heading to the north and then east. This is staying out in the open ocean, just where we like those strong storms. Even the spaghetti plots you see there, keeping it out in the open sea, pushing northward and weakening gradually over those colder waters. Around here, 75 in the morning tomorrow, 90 at noon, 97 the high. Rinse and repeat. It's more of the same temperature-wise. Southeasterly wind at 10 to 15. I do think we'll get close to 100 on the south side around Stinson, Von Army, Elmendorf, even Lackland, Port SA area. The rest of us will be in the mid to upper 90s. The key is the dew point's going to be dropping again. It's turning humid out there with that gusty sea breeze right now. Dew points in the morning, low 70s, oppressive, sticky, but by the afternoon, dew points really fall down. That drier air mixes down, and that helps us out. Notice those highs not changing, anywhere from 96 to 97 most of the next 7 days. And really quickly, the countdown is on to the annular solar eclipse, 25 days, Saturday, October 14th. We'll have good viewing here in San Antonio, assuming we have clear sky. You will need special glasses to see it.
An annular eclipse of the heart.
Oh boy, here we go.
Thank you. So it's interesting that now, I mean, school just started, right? And then you've got high school volleyball going on. And yes, they're playing, but they're thinking about the playoffs already.
Yes, it's that time of year where fall athletics are getting that much closer to the postseason. And tonight we are all about high school volleyball. Teams, of course, eyeing those playoffs. And speaking of the postseason, the Dallas Wings put forth an electrifying effort to clinch their first round series against Atlanta. Playoff time is right around the corner for our local high school volleyball squads. And tonight we have a couple of big matches with playoff implications. The Roosevelt Rough Riders taking on one of the top teams in the state, the Reagan Rattlers. But Roosevelt Savannah Hunter finds some space for one of her kills in the match. The Rattlers were able to put together some big plays as Maya Allen goes back line for the big swing and point. It was too much domination at the net that decided this one, as Reagan would go on to win it in a clean sweep, 3-0. O'Connor head coach Yami Garcia in the teal had a little smirk on her face before getting to coach against Sarah Morris, who is not only Sotomayor's head coach, but also her niece. Both teams battling for the number 4 spot in the playoffs. Ileana Almaguer spikes home the kill to keep the first set close. The Panthers pouncing back as Jalen Tuiasosopo slams home the kill to end the first set 25-18. You got to check out this save in the second set. O'Connor's Kendall McKee almost goes into the folded seats. Carly Chavez gets it over the net, and the Panthers still score a point. We'll have the final score of this matchup on our website. The 2024 Paris Olympics are drawing in some of the NBA's finest. Now, Spurs rookie Victor Wembanyama is expressing his commitment to the France national team. In the wake of France's poor showing at the World Cup last month, Wemby says he will be present at the Olympics and, quote, "There is no other goal than gold." This summer, the number 1 draft pick chose to focus on preparing for his rookie season with San Antonio. LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant could be headlining the Team USA roster. Well, the XFL and USFL are nearing an agreement to merge as one spring football league ahead of the 2024 season. Non-NFL pro football leagues have historically struggled to catch on with fans, so this would in theory be better for longevity and financial success. Houston is the only overlapping city between all 16 teams across both leagues. We don't know what this could mean yet for the San Antonio Brahmas.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
One of my favorite parts of the night, because if you had been in there with us at halftime, there were some unhappy campers. We were not pleased allowing a field goal right before the half and a touchdown earlier. So I was certain we'd come out with some good determination in the second half, and it was very good to see that.
The Dallas Cowboys are striving for excellence, and even with 2 fantastic performances to start this season, the Cowboys want perfection. When we come back, we're talking baseball and WNBA playoffs. Teams across Major League Baseball are less than 2 weeks away from their respective Game 162. And to no surprise, the race for first in the AL West is neck and neck. The Astros enter the day in first, while the Seattle Mariners and Texas Rangers are tied for second and just 1.5 games back of first place. The Rangers are barely hanging on to an American League wild card spot. Let's see how today's games played out. Astros lost their series opener to Baltimore by 1 run yesterday. Today, they lose by 4 runs, 9-5. The Rangers also find themselves down 1-0 in their series with the Red Sox, but Texas comes back to win tonight's game 6-4. That's a huge one. On a separate note, the Texas League playoffs are officially underway as of today, and in Game 1 of the best-of-3 series with Amarillo, the Mission are up right now 12-7 in the bottom of the 10th inning.
Yeah, gaming.
Yes. The WNBA playoffs are off to a hot start, especially for the Dallas Wings, who are in position to sweep their first-round best-of-3 series against the Atlanta Dream this evening. The Wings took Game 1 94-82 in Dallas on Friday, and they did so by coming back from a 20-point deficit. Game 2 now completely different story. Dallas dominated Atlanta from start to finish to go on to win the series 2-0 in the 101-74 victory. In round 2, the Wings will play Becky Hammond's Aces, who also swept their first round series against 8th seed Chicago. It'll be best of 5 from here on out. Now, Spreester.
Well, I was glad to see that the Missions took care of those sod poodles, because they're very invasive.
You can't have them in the newscast.
They're very invasive.
He's got to talk about the sod poodles.
they can do some damage to your lawn.
We'll be right back.
Not pretty.
We talked earlier about the annular eclipse coming up October 14th. We'll be talking more about this in the days ahead. But this is not the total solar eclipse that's going to come in April. But this will be a good one and a good warm-up and some good viewing around San Antonio October 14th.
All right.
More to follow.
Thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.